Hi, I'm Julie Robinson. I'm a PhD student here at Ohio State. The first thing that I prefer to have from an instructor is a pre-class email a week or two ahead of time saying everything is available on Carmen, or this is what's available on Carmen. If they have any readings that they would like us to do beforehand, that's very nice to have that little bit of notice so that you're not caught off guard. And also to just kind of get you kick-started, it helps the students feel like you're maybe a little bit more approachable, whereas if they have to be the first ones to contact you, even if you have students that are more shy, that definitely helps them. And the ones that are very unsure if it's the first time that they've ever taken an online course. So I like to have that pre-course email. Then it's also nice to have a little bit of advice in that email, going a little bit more in depth to that, especially for your ones that are novices in taking online courses. They may not know where to even start. I mean, they possibly may not even know carmen.osu.edu is where they need to go. So it kind of puts them at ease a little bit. And for some of the others that are more familiar, they're probably just going to roll their eyes and say, oh yeah, I know that. But anyway, whenever they log into Carmen, it's nice for you to have a greeting up on the welcome page. Whenever you go into content, I prefer to have a course set up by weeks, and I know that every professor is different, every class is different, but I prefer to have them set up by week, week one and the topic, and it's nice to have an introduction page for each week saying these are the objectives, this is what we're going to cover, these are your readings, your assignments, your discussion questions. And if you do have specific readings, then it's nice if you have them hyperlinked so that they can click on it specifically. And because sometimes if you don't label your documents well enough, they might wonder, is this it or is this one, and so it creates confusion. If you do that, it cuts down on the emails that you get from students saying which one exactly is it. So I like that little introduction for each week, or if you want to divide it up by module, if you're following a certain textbook, you can divide them up like that, but definitely don't want to just throw everything out there and say, okay, here, it's free game. Just have it organized and structured a little bit like that. I really do like the calendar option in Carmen, especially if you are pretty heavy on your assignments. That's always nice. And going back to the initial message that you put on the front page of Carmen, it's nice to do one once a week and kind of do an overview, and then also remind them, okay, so coming up next week, you've got this assignment due, or don't forget, we're gonna, be doing a certain activity, or something like that. So it's kind of a cognitive connect. Last week we did this, week that we did this, and coming up next week we're gonna do this. So that's very nice to have that. And it doesn't have to be long, just bullet points or something very brief, but that along with using the calendar is very good to help keep your students organized.